Hey y'all, what's good? And welcome back to another recap. I'm your girl Ash. If you are new, welcome to Ash Recaps, where I recap reality TV shows, and maybe some other little things here and there. So if you are definitely checking in for the first time, definitely sit back, relax, check out a couple of videos, see if you like it, girls, see if you want to stick around. But to my oldest but goodies, we know what time it is. I'm trying something new again today. I've talked about it on like my last recap, which might have been marriage at first sight when I had the last cocktail of for last week. Maybe not. I don't know. One of the recaps I talked about the um Malibu like type mixed drinks or whatever, whatnot, and we finally got a taste. I decided to taste the passion fruit and coconut. I necessarily don't like the coconut, but it's still cool. It's still okay. So give it a try, or if you have, let me know if you like it, enjoyed it. Nope, we ain't gonna try that again. Whatever. So like I said, we are recapping Marriage at First Sight. I think we are about at like episode 8, 9. We're about at episode 9. And the title, are you gaslighting me? Are you going to gaslight me? Yeah, are you going to gaslight me? And off bat, y'all, when I was seeing just how the episode was going, I was like, this is definitely going to be either Nate and Sasha, or this is going to be what's the name? Justin and Alexis. Like, I was not expecting this to come from I definitely was just not expecting it to come from. I can get nobody's name right tonight, y'all. Y'all gotta forgive me. I am like a little bit tired, but I really wanted to get in. I feel like I should be on it. I should be getting these recaps soon as they get out. But I'm a mom of 3, trying to do the best I can, and I'm working. Well, you might be like, well, actually, what was your excuse when you weren't working necessarily? So either way, I'm just trying to do better with getting these out a little bit sooner than normal. Necessarily last week, it was late because I was trying to see if my sister was going to be able to catch up and be able to, do the recap with me, but it didn't work out as planned. But nonetheless, so, and then that's why I'm just feeling like a little bit congested. So probably not even going. I don't know how long short this is gonna be. Don't judge me if it's a little bit shorter, than usual, or if I don't go more into it than I would normally. Blah blah blah. But if you're disappointed in me, let me know you're disappointed in me, and I'm gonna do better. Okay, like actually, don't do that no more. Be awake, be ready for us, because yeah, we don't like you sleepy and on chill. So, but I promise, like, y'all still got me. I honestly don't know like where all this like slight congestion just started to come from. Like, out of nowhere, y'all. So where we at here? Okay, so everybody's basically, like the professional, the experts, basically give, like, eventually start to give them assignments to help them, to grow in their relationship and things that they should be talking about and working on, things like that. So I feel like this was mainly about, them talking about shoot, y'all, what is it like mainly about? Just like I feel like everybody was really just kind of like talking about like either being like in love, or like what did, how basically they were in like past relationships. I very well could be off on that, y'all, just about now. But where I'm at with it right now is, okay, boom. I'm gonna start off with the things that really like stuck out to me, like presently. Like, it's felt, oh, now that I'm seeing them, I'm just gonna go ahead and like start off with them. Ben and Morgan. One, I can definitely see how Ben can be such, like a people pleaser. For one, I mean, hey, it could be this happy wife, happy life, like type of thing. The boy was open and ready to do this mermaid activity that I guess Morgan like set up or whatever or whatnot. He was just very open to it. And it seems like, and I would hope, because he's started to become very vulnerable, and so I'm hoping that that is going to help Morgan to bring that wall down, and to start letting him in a little bit more. I think it was a little bit disappointing when he was asking her if there was anything like deeper that she wanted to get into or whatnot, and she was just kind of like no. But at the same time, him, basically owning up to, basically it was his own insecurities that he, deflected, onto her in regards to her family and, her job. Because, in their community, in the Asian community, they are expected to be like really like that top end professional doctors, like type of thing or whatever or whatnot. I'm not gonna say the lawyers. I'm like, did he say lawyers? Are a lot of Asians lawyers? I feel like I don't really know a lot of Asian lawyers, but not that I know or like see a lot of Asian lawyers, but either way, definitely doctors. I definitely see, the whole, like doctor thing going on or whatever or whatnot. But even down to, where that people pleasing and things like came from, and him, looking at her as, how did you get here and how did you, here, because they basically kind of like struggled, with the same things about like not feeling, good enough, or feeling like they had to, basically strive so hard to possibly, please, a parent, and that now reflecting, in, now the present life. And Morgan was very open, very receptive to what he was saying, and even offering that, I can, help you. I can help, with that healing. And, it's really going to start with you, and you're going to have to like realize that you've accomplished so much. There's no way that you should feel like that you're not enough, or that you're not even successful, whatever. Like, you've done good for yourself. So, like, that was a great, breakthrough for them. I feel like Kristen and Mitch is on one end, I have so much faith, and like they seem to have so much faith that their relationship is going to work. And Kristen says things like, this is how I pictured it to be. And for some reason, I'm like, but this like. At the same time, I'm questioning myself though, because I'm like, just because like their lifestyle is technically different doesn't mean they can't have a successful marriage, or she feel like that they're having a great marriage. But I feel like at the end of the day, that part is such a detriment to their relationship, because Mitch can be downright, I feel like, rude, harsh, not compromising, not understanding when it comes to Kristen and her lifestyle and what she's like and what she was used to prior to being with someone who is an environmentalist. And I want to shout out one of my subs who had gotten the comments, and and they made a statement of, I wonder what Mitch had put down on his, put down for who he wanted, like in a mate and a partner and a wife, because I agree. Like, it does seem like that he should have asked for someone who is very well an environmentalist like he. And it's like, okay, maybe he did. Maybe the experts felt like there was something to him that he needed compromising on. So while they got someone like Kristen who would be very open, to the things that he's into, but can bring, like, basically try to bring out, a compromising side, to that. But it does not seem that Mitch is really going to very much budge on this whole thing. Like, it got ugly because, she was talking about, like her goals and, and things like that. And basically in a way that she wanted to flip houses. Okay. Mitch took that as, like, it bothers him that people come, flip houses, do things to houses to make them so much more, basically that where only the rich can live in them, while the more less fortunate people, or the people with lower incomes, can't afford these houses. So he's thinking about it on that aspect. So he's turned off by it. And what does he say to Kristen to make her ask, are you gaslighting me? Either way, he That's what it was. He called her, what did God? It was literally just on the tip of my tongue. That's what it was, y'all. He said it just seems inauthentic, and she took that as him saying that she was not authentic, and that's what caused her to ask him, because he was like, "Well, no, that's not what I said." And what I can kind of get what he's saying, but I can. He did not directly call her inauthentic, but it was kind of like, okay, well, what exactly are you referring to? That's necessarily inauthentic necessarily, and I hate the fact that it seems like, and she said it, she was like, I love this about you. I'm trying to be understanding and I'm open to you, your environmentalist and your coastal policy, whatever, whatever, whatever. But I just would like the same respect in regards to my dreams. And it's honestly like, if it's not going to be environmentalists, safe for the earth, not trying to make the rich richer, whatever, 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 then I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not going to have, and that bothers me. That makes me feel like it's a contradiction to you in this great marriage, that you're seeing. And I feel like, she said it like, she, easily can, fall in love versus him who, has not fallen, not had that fall in love type thing relationship with women. And y'all, what's crazy is because I immediately had to think about it immediately made me think about like my own experience when I bought clothes for my ex for the first time. I want to say that he was probably the first boyfriend necessarily that I had bought, like, yeah, because I didn't buy market. Yeah. Jada's dad was like into hats. So everything that I bought him, anything that I bought him was always like a hat, because I knew that that's just like what he was into. So, and I guess I always just ended up buying my ex clothes because he didn't care what he wore. He would literally just wear jeans and a white t-shirt or a plain black t-shirt and we just call it a day. And at the same time, I'm like, if you're gonna go out with me, like, do you know how I look when I go out? You can't look like this. I need you to match me just like a little bit. Like, I'm gonna help you. So I would never forget. We were not officially in a relationship yet, but he had invited me to Stone Soul for the first time, and I don't know like if Stone Soul is like a Virginia thing or like whatever, whatever, but it's literally just like an event that where a lot of artists come out or whatever or whatnot, from old school, new school, gospel. I just love Stone. That was my first time experiencing Stone Soul, and it made me mad because I always want to go, follow up every year. He would never want to go, but now I realize why he wanted to go, because that very first time, his favorite rapper, which was French, was could not have been Future. Maybe it was in the Future, but it had to have been French Montana or maybe like Rick Ross or something. Either way, I do believe it was probably like French had came, and that's probably why he even wanted to go in the first place or whatever. Either way, it was an artist that he really messed with, and that's probably why he really wanted to go, because he had no interest in going like after that. I went like every year, like after that if I could, and so I just remember like talking about Stone Soul and what that's like. And I remember working at Bank of America, and I remember I was talking with like all my coworkers, my my girlfriend coworkers, and we were all just talking about what it's like, what you wear, whatever, whatever. It's gonna be hot, but whatever. It's gonna be so many people out there, whatever. And I was just like, I think I just remember talking about maybe like his style, like what he wore and what he didn't wear or whatever. And I just felt like I should just maybe just like get him a shirt. I felt like I should just go and like get him a shirt. I'm like, well, what if he don't wear it? And blah, blah, blah. I was just so scared and so nervous about getting him a shirt, thinking like he might take it as like an insult, or what if he like didn't like it, or what if he just wasn't gonna wear it, like. And they were like, Ashley, he's gonna wear it. He likes you. He wants to be with you. Like whatever, whatever. Like Ashley, they were like, Ashley, go buy the shirt. Buy the shirt. He's gonna wear it. He's gonna wear it. He's gonna wear it. Y'all, the shirt was a little tighter than no. I think I just got him a large. And even then, he probably needed an extra large. He was littler then, but it fitted him nice though. It wasn't like too tight, but I don't think he even buttoned it though. I think he kept it unbuttoned. But either way, he wore the shirt, y'all. He wore the shirt. Didn't fight with me. Nothing. He liked it. At least he told me that he liked it. He wore the shirt. So when she got, first off, the joke was cute. Like, first it threw me off because it was just like, oh, Stasha, because first it was Stasha that showed us, like, Stasha was the first person that we seen present the shirt to Nate. So I was like, oh, that's nice. Kind of random. Like, you just went out and got him a shirt. Like, what made you just go out and get him a shirt? Why that shirt? Like, it was just random as hell. So it wasn't until later on into the show when they were going to be meeting up with the other couples to what we found out was to go meet with another, like I'll call it professionals. I don't want to call it experts. I feel like I feel like when I'm referring to the experts, I'm referring to, Pastor Cal, Dr. Pepper, whatever, whatever. So I'm just going to call her a professional who is basically like, a professional in like relationships and counseling, something like that or whatever, whatnot. So we're realizing that all the ladies like got them the same shirt, and I'm like, oh, at first we're trying to figure out, I'm like, well, what is this event gonna be like what are they gonna be doing? Why are they getting the matching shirts? And then at the same time, it was literally just like to do it, and it was just like a joke. And honestly, y'all, I just felt like it was like, so y'all, first off, as well, I never watched the after show, and honestly now I might go back and watch the after show because I ended up kind of getting a little bit of the after show for this episode, and they had like a lady on there who does a podcast on marriage at first sight, and she was just talking about just how everybody, like, it's just different this season. And excuse me, if you remember, I had mentioned how I felt like this season was just like so different, that they're like really jumping into things and they're really talking about things, and like it's like this season, this round of couples are not holding any guards. Like, they're really getting into like the nitty gritty. Like, I just feel like everybody's just really like jumping into it and really embracing this experience for the most part or whatever, versus some of the other couples. So, from other seasons, of course. So, rewinding back to what I was saying. So, when Mitch was like, no, I'm not wearing the shirt. I'm not wearing the shirt. I was like I don't remember what my mouth was, because clearly my face, my mouth, I don't know, but I just remember it just changed into like, oh, this is going to be cute, to he's really not going to wear the shirt that his wife gave him. And I'm trying to be fair about it. He has every right, y'all, to not wear the shirt. But when Kristen said, like, what husband doesn't wear a shirt his wife gave him? I was saying the same thing, and it immediately made me go back to the example that I, the not the example, but the story that I just gave. I immediately just go back to that memory of like, that wasn't even my husband, like that was just my boo, and like I wanted him to wear a shirt, and he wore it, and even going forward, obviously I made sure that I bought him things that he liked, but he continually would wear the things that I bought him or whatever or whatnot, because as well I wanted him to feel like, obviously I had to like it, and then as well I wanted to like get with his flow, like, boom, he's not like gonna be, he's just not that. He's not going to be in a button up unless really necessary or whatever or whatnot. He's not really going to be wearing loafers. Like, like I see he's only going to wear like a certain size of shoes. So I'm like, okay, I'll meet you where you are. And boom, if this is what I got to work with, then boom. But this is what we're going to work with in this box too, though. Like, we're going, yeah. So anywho, it just like he was fighting her to the T about this thing, to the point that she basically ended up having to tell him like, okay, it's a joke, whatever, you're gonna be the only guy not wearing it. And honestly, y'all, I just knew that he was not going to wear it. He did end up wearing it. They were able to come to a compromise of him wearing the shirt, if only temporarily. And then he wants to make it seem like, oh, then he wants to say in his interview, I don't understand why this is even a big deal. It's not even a big deal. Then wear the damn shirt. Then put the shirt on if it's not that big of a deal. Okay, Mitch, put the shirt on if it's not that big of a deal. That pissed me off. It's not a big deal, but you won't put on the shirt. So, like, if they're gonna say, well, it's not really a thing, but it was a thing. It really was a whole thing. She had to compromise with you and literally and he's like, it's a form of basically like control for him, and he does not want to be controlled and and I don't think that it's, I mean, clearly I don't think that there's that. I don't think anybody of us thinks that. I don't say any of us, but I don't think a lot of us don't feel like that's what that was. It was about a control or whatever, but it kind of, he circled it all back to basically just this environmentalist thing and whatever, whatever, whatever. Like, bro, it's not just our shirt. You don't want to wear it, but you want to walk around wearing these thin baby girl flops? Like, come on now. The flop has, okay, I can see the thong, sandal, but it got the strap in the back, y'all. It got the whole strap in the back and nothing else. It looks like a whole girl sandal. It's just real thin. And obviously it speaks to, again, his environmentalist, maybe minimalist or whatever or whatnot. But bro, you got the nerve to talk about some, you don't want to wear that decent shirt when that's what you're wearing on your feet. I'm sorry to even do it. I'm sorry to even do it, y'all. But he made me mad. He made me downright mad. Then Justin over here contradicted. I'm like, I was just like, Justin, you need to just shut up. Like, you need to, I don't even know what he had going on. And I know I just jumped from one thing to the next, but it just made me think about it when I thought about that setting. Like, you literally just jumped from one, like, what are you even talking about right now? Yes, it was very confusing. Yes, it was very contradicting. And you're talking yourself up, but that ain't even you. And your wife clearly don't even think that that's you. And she's still getting to know you. So, I just feel like, and really not knowing them that I even want to like talk or like discuss. It just feels, every time I think that maybe they might be getting into like a something or a better place, I don't necessarily know. I just seem like a bit unsure, about it, about where they're going or where they're at. Obviously, like how they handle things is as far as relationships. Like, I'm not surprised that, I mean, at the same time, because she's a runner, but that whole situation with her dog, yeah, because y'all know, I definitely thought that she was checked out after that. I did not think that there was no coming back, from that. But she's in, she's sticking in or whatever or whatnot. But I'm nervous. She wants them to get back to where they were, like, when they had first met, on the honeymoon. And I honestly, don't know. While Nate and Stasha, my gosh, y'all, like, you wanted emotion, now you got emotion. Like, so in a way, I do feel like Stasha is being kind of pushy in regards to like the whole him, like how she feels like him wanting to, or okay, because at the end of the day, everybody's thought process on love is different. And she's like, this is a choice that you're making, and I don't know whether he feels like it's a choice or whether it is a feeling, but he's just more hesitant about it. But it is confusing because y'all seem to be like so, and I don't know. It's just like all of a sudden he's pulled away, or I think maybe he is scared, or maybe he probably is feeling love, or maybe falling in love, but he just don't know it and don't know how to express it. But I feel like Stasha is not necessarily trying to be patient because she's trying to figure out like her answer. And what she said, it like her worry is that, at the end of the day, is that he's not going to grow those feelings, or he's not going to love her. But it pushes him in a corner to feel like the way you're going about this is you're trying to manipulate me. Y'all got to break that down for me. If y'all understood like where he was and where he was coming from, definitely like y'all give me y'all side of Nate, because I did not. I feel like Stasha was being pushy? Yes. And wanting what she when she wanted, and at the same time not being patient, because clearly for me this is what makes sense. When I'm hearing this man, talk about, he can barely confront the feelings about his mom. He doesn't really want to go deep into that. There's some issue there, regardless, at the same time, regardless to how I was, how they were. To me, it kind of like makes sense. And then he's saying, he was in a relationship with a girl for so long, and never really loved her or wasn't in love with her. And again, he might have had these feelings and he just didn't even know it. But at the same time, I understand Sasha when she's saying, well, I understand like you're gonna do the therapy. I understand like you're saying you're gonna get there to love me, but it's like all that is future stuff. And I'm trying to get us to set some realistic goals right now to figure out how we're going to try to move forward and get towards, those feelings. Like it was pretty like rough and ugly to see, them and in that moment and him like feeling like, like it sounds like I told you if nothing else, I need you to have faith in me. It sounds like you don't have it. And mm, 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 mm. And then on the other side, Lindy and Miguel, they're over here. I didn't like it. I didn't like it, y'all. Let me be clear. I did not like it. I did not like how the friends are judging her because this Jekyll and Hyde. Okay, let's be clear. I'm not talking about like her outbursts. Okay, I get it. Y'all are here for, to meet, greet, it's a housewarming, whatever. But I felt like that's what that setting is for. When they have the chance to meet again with each other's, significant, friends, family, whatever, whatever, and really kind of get to, all right, now we're into the honeymoon, we're moving in, maybe other, new things are arising. Let me put this, lay this out to you so that you can help me. So her getting emotional, I guess, turn them off. It's not something they want to see. What was wrong with her being passionate and being feelings hurt about the situation that was at hand and what she was talking about. I did not like how they were like judging her and making it seem like, oh, she's a Jekyll and Hyde because she was okay one minute and then when she started talking about something, she got emotional. Well, I guess you better call me a Jekyll and Hyde because in a drop of a dime, like if I talk about something and it hits that for me, yeah, I could voice shaky, getting emotional, voice might be raised or whatever or whatnot because now my feelings right and now I'm passionate possibly unless my voice is raised about what's happening, what I'm talking about. Like y'all, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. At the same time, they had a conversation that was making some like great opening up conversations that God, this is why we're supposed to have like more than one people to have these conversations. Like this setting, this show is just like perfect just for more than one just type of person because but y'all are here with me. So act like, get in them comments and act like y'all are with me and talk about this with me. Let me know how y'all are feeling in regards to Lindy feels like, I need you to see the ugly in me, right? And then as well with that, I don't want you to hold it against me. I want you to be able to, still love me at the end of the day, still understand that, this is a moment and then we can, move past it, or even, hey, if it's something that I'm supposed to be working on, clearly it's a work in process. It's not going to change overnight. So if I do get to these points, you're going to give me some grace. And Miguel's like, yeah, well, I've been there. But it's like, it's crazy because it's like their relationships, their past relationships are making them, how they handle things is just two opposite things. Lady will be over here, and I was like, yeah, no, I can't basically do that because this is where that put me. Lindy again over here, yeah, well, no, I can't do that because this is what this has done to me. Like, I love them together, but at the same time, I don't even know. So he's basically like, well, how much grace are you really supposed to give a person? And I feel the same way. I can completely understand that. I definitely feel like that there should be room for grace, and you have to give it time. But in Miguel's defense, how much time are you necessarily supposed to give before you're like, okay, yeah, no, this is not something I can put up with. Because he's made it very clear that basically, like, those outbursts from her and her, getting like that, he does not like it. He does not like it. And if that's not something that I just did think back as well to like Will Smith and, listening to him and Jada on the Red Table Talk. And they were talking about, I think they were talking about their relationship and how he had, like popped her in the forehead or some crazy shit like that because like she had cursed or some type of verbiage and language that she had used and he did not like it, and he meant that that was something that he was not going to stand for and put up with it. And granted, he had a background that was for a very legitimate reason for why, that was something that he could not handle and go through with her. But it was something where, I mean, is that something that Jada was able to fix overnight? I'm pretty not sure. I'm pretty sure like it wasn't. But is it something that Jada did take into consideration and they clearly decided to work on? Had to have been. They're still married to this day. Judge what you want to judge. We're not getting into Will and Jada, right now or whatever, whatnot. We're just using that particular situation to use as an example and to compare to where Miguel and Lindy are, right now. So, and then just in general, because I think we all may just have something that is just like, no, I can't deal with that. I love you and I want to be with you, but I can't deal with that. That's something I need you to work on. When do you decide that, yeah, you're not going to change, I guess, or, this is just who you are. So, and this is something I'm not going to be able to deal with on a forever, type basis thing. Like, for me, I think, like, I don't think it's a timeline. And I think Lindy was saying that, like, there should not be a timeline. I think if it gets to that point, the person will just know. And I'm right with her. He doesn't, neither of them, no couples need to be scorekeeping or, whatever in regards to wrongdoings or things that they may see as offenses or grievances like that they have with their spouse. Nobody should be taking check marks. Oh, that's number one. That's number two. That's number three. Because when we get to 10, that's it. Like, everything is just going to be like, it's just like the couple and what they can compromise on and what they can work with. And while Lindy is really challenging him to be like, well, but you can reel me in when I get like that. But Miguel's like, he basically like, he don't want that responsibility. He's not sure that he can even live up to that responsibility to be able to reel her in. Y'all, I am really like congested right now. Like, your girl can like low-key barely breathe. Can you tell it like in my voice? Oh, I'm not talking like, talking like how you talk like when you're stopped up. I probably am. So, and they just want to just go ahead and like call it because I'm like, I know y'all like maybe tired of hearing me like sniffle. I don't know. I hate it. Who wants to keep hearing somebody like sniffle? Like, go blow your nose. I can't, y'all. Like, I promise I can't. So, thinking about it, y'all, like, I am going to call it. That was like, I feel like that was like pretty much, where I'm at. Definitely talk back to me about, especially some of the I don't want to say call it controversial, but definitely some of the, just the different, views on like how they're, how you see like relationships, and how that works for you, necessarily. What are your thoughts on, Lindy and Miguel's, conversation in regards to grace and when is it time to, okay, no more grace, it's time to be out, Nate and Stasha, what y'all think about Nate? Like, do you understand his point? Do you see his point? Do you think he's scared? Or Stasha, did you think that Stasha was manipulating him? Do you think she was pushing too hard? Do you think what she was asking for, even what she was saying, was just not too much? I love it. I love, hearing your insights, especially because I don't have nobody else's insight to get. So definitely, y'all, talk to me in the comments. Throw me 5 good likes on this video, especially if you enjoyed it, of course. And yeah, as always, I will see y'all next week. And yeah, peace.